on-the-job tricks. I need to cut a hole in this pre-finished hardwood floor to accommodate a couple floor outlets that serve the lamps, the decorated lamps on the tables by these chairs. And to do so, I want to make sure I get the outlet in the right place the first time. So I have to make sure that when I'm cutting the hole, I don't hit one of the joists that support this floor. The process I use to locate the outlet on this floor to the area below is done with a drill and a piece of wire. I call it music wire. It's available at hardware stores in lengths about 3 feet long in different diameters. The diameter isn't necessarily that important. Just take a smooth file and file a chisel point on here, just a simple chisel point so that it's able to drill through. This wire is flexible and strong. It's tough enough to drill through tile and grout, wood, sheetrock, hardy plank siding, and it's not brittle like a drill bit, so it doesn't break if I get into trouble with it. Sometimes when going into an attic through insulation, I need a longer piece to be able to see what I'm looking at or looking for. Different length wires, doesn't matter how long they are, just suited to the purpose. If you're going through an exterior wall, you'd probably want a little more distance, but the principle's the same. The first step is to lay out the hole using dimensions from the designer and the homeowner so that it's located underneath the furniture. The next step is to take the sharpened tip and a drill and give it a shot. Going below, I look at the location of the wire and the size of the opening needed to make sure it'll clear the floor joist structural things, other mechanical things that might be there. Locate the penetration and confirm it. Definitely a word of caution for using this method. If the ceiling was sheetrocked, I would still use the same method, but I'd approach it a bit more cautiously because of concealed water lines, can lights, ductwork, gas lines, drain lines, any other sort of mechanical finish that could be buried before you start cutting a hole. You want to be sensitive to depths and distances while drilling so that it met resistance where you didn't expect it. It might be some other mechanical piping or something buried in the framing or the structure. If there was ever a perfect case study for this method, it's this one. You can see here where the wire comes right through the upper web of this joist, which tells me it won't do me any good to move the outlet in this direction, but I need to either move it to this side or the opposite side. After drilling the hole and locating the penetration below, simply hook the drill back up, put it in reverse, I guess it doesn't matter, but turn the drill on and pull it out. By measuring below where the wire protrudes through the subfloor into the basement ceiling, I know that the TJI is 2 1/4 inches away from the wire where it comes through. So as long as I locate my rough opening on this side of that mark, I'll be in good shape. I'll turn the outlet in this orientation so I don't have to move it as far this way to clear the floor joist, and it won't stick out this way underneath the chair. It's a simple task then to confidently lay out this cutout with a template. After I cut the hole and set the outlet, I'll have the electrician come and wire it into the existing wire downstairs. These marker marks will come off with a little bit of alcohol, and if this hole shows up outside of the cover plate, I'll use a little colored wax to fill it, and it'll just go away. Now that I've done all the layout steps, I'm going to drill one more hole right at this edge, make sure that I didn't screw anything up. And I can plainly see that my measurements and calculations are right. When I drill that hole to the left side of that wire sticking down, we'll clear the joist and be as close to it as we can without cutting into the structural part of the joist. This particular floor outlet model makes it easy because the opening corners can be cut with the drill. and I can finish up cutting out the opening with the multi-tool. All said and done, the floor outlet's installed. Finished outlets nicely in place. Nicely clearing the joist, allow for wiring, whatever else, and more importantly, not interfering with the structural integrity of the TJI.